In the heart of the Wild West, where the land gives life yet takes it just as quickly, stand Jack and Emma Harper. Their farm is all they own. The soil, the cornfields, the wooden barn. This is not only survival, this is legacy. But tonight, as the sun sinks beyond the dusty plains, a shadow crawls from the stalks. Not coyotes, not bandits, something far worse. A storm approaches, a rat storm. At first, it was only a faint rustle in the corn, then hundreds of glowing eyes. A pack of ravenous, daring, and cunning creatures, deadlier than any gang. They came for the harvest, for the barn, for everything. These were not pests. This was an army, a merciless tide of claws and teeth. And for the Harpers, surrender never existed. Jack Harper had faced coyotes. He had endured tempests and droughts, but never this. So with Emma, he devised a plan. Traps of rope, timber, and sweat. Pits carved in the soil. Nets bound with iron knots. Even an old revolver reforged into a trigger for their makeshift defenses. Against the cunning of the rats, the Harpers answered with invention. Yet in every battle, plans falter, and lessons are carved in pain. The first snare worked. Rats crashed into the pit, shrieking with fury. But they learned. They chewed through ropes, shredded nets, and surged again. For each victory, the Harpers paid in blood and toil. Emma knew they needed more, something greater, something sharper. She built a wooden maze, dusted with bitter herbs from her garden, a labyrinth of death assembled under the ghostly light of the moon. And then came the night of reckoning. The rats returned not as thieves, but as conquerors, a flood of fur and talons swarming the farm. The snares were ready. The Harpers were ready. One by one, the traps snapped shut. Pits caved in, bells rang, powder burst in fiery flashes. And at the core of the storm, Emma's creation awoke. A spinning tempest of wood and steel, the rat tornado tearing the horde into chaos. But even in chaos, one remained. The leader, larger, stronger, sharper, with eyes burning in the dark. And still, even it was caught in rope and net. At last, the storm was broken. When dawn lifted over the western sky, the Harpers' farm still stood. The fields of corn swayed in the golden light, the barn scarred yet unbroken. And in the silence of morning, victory belonged to Jack and Emma. They had endured the rat storm, an army of shadows, and survived not only with strength, but with wit, bravery, and the bond of two souls who would never yield. But the Wild West never rests. Out here, danger always waits. Bandits, beasts, or worse. The land forever tests those who call it home. The Harpers had survived the rat storm. But their story? It is only beginning.